Okay, here we go. Back to the watercolor. Everybody is going to get a little container of these. Please keep the container in your locker, and you will be returning it when we're finished in the box. So don't throw it away. There are 12 colors in here. And these are just like color pencils. You will have to use a manual sharpener to sharpen these. And how these work is you will use them just like a color pencil, and you can make them darker. There's brown, there's dark blue, there's black. Here's black. So if I'm wanting an area to be much darker, you can do that. And then you will get a watercolor brush, a container of water, and these containers are over by the middle sink. And you don't need a lot of water, just a little bit. And you will need a brown paper towel or paper towel that's over there. And you're just going to dip the tip, just get a little bit of water. It does not need to be soaked. And then we're going to add water to it to hydrate the paint, and it becomes watercolor. See? Now you can also take the lead and dip the tip of the lead into the water, and you could add it on there to make a more intense color. Okay, and then take your paintbrush and blend out the edge for this. And you can also add and blend colors into this. Now, I've always preferred using watercolor pencils over watercolor. I mean, I like watercolor, but I've always kind of preferred watercolor pencils because I can control it better. And yes, there are higher quality watercolor pencils out there, but this is what we could afford, and it's you can create the same thing. But yeah, just be careful, because see how some of the paper is rolling up. You don't want to use a lot of water, because that's what's happening right now. And you don't want to scrub it very much. So if it starts rolling up, just stop, let it dry, and then take your paper when it's dry and kind of buff those little booger things off there. Okay? All right, so that's that. Obviously, the Sharpie markers. You can use the Sharpie markers over any of these. So if you want to come back in and add, let's see, let's add some swirly details. You want to add some swirly details to some of this, you can. You can even do that to the watercolor. If you want to add dots, you can do that. So you're able to layer on these. You're even able to layer on watercolor on top. Okay, so this is light violet. Oh, let's do a dark green. So let's say I decided to come back on this section and add some value. So I'm going to take this and add some dark green to it. Yeah. So, I mean, it's only you. I mean, you could do so much with these. So, and if you see think of something that you want to use, excuse me, and you want to know if we have it, just ask. And then we have these white gel pens. And like I said, you will have to ask me for these. So you can use these on there. Obviously they look better on darker. So you can make your lines on the dark, however. So like on mine, I think I was coming in here and doing dots. I don't know if I wanted to come in and like right in here and add lines, I can. That just adds another dimension to it. I guess I do want to stress, just be careful with adding too much color because you don't want it all blending together. That's going to be a big thing. But this is just on regular paper. You guys are using the board. So be careful with what you do because you're only getting one board. So if you want to come up and get the paper to practice on, that is going to be a great idea. You know, you can even flip this over and do some practice ideas on the back because, I mean, it's just the word on the back. Okay, so you could do that. That might be a really good option. But I'd rather you practice first than go in and go gung-ho and all of a sudden you don't like it and you're unhappy. So please just take your time. This is like one of our big projects. Obviously, it's the end of the 9 weeks is next Friday. Is this due next Friday? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, but it will have a progress grade. So I don't want anybody hurrying and trying to get this done. If you have questions, ask me. Don't depend on someone else telling you what to do. And also refer to Canvas. That is always going to probably answer any question that you have. And then ask me. Don't depend on another person. So I think that's it. Also, don't forget that you can come back and use your Sharpie markers. There are Sharpie marker pens out there that have like a brush application that look like that you're more than welcome to use. So, and like I said, if we're not using something that you want to try, ask. All right? I think that's it. Okay.